Hi, my name is DeAnna Smith, the founder of DAC Lifestyles, and I would like to invite you to be a guest on my show. We're here to bring inspiration, motivation, education, and share information with people. DAC Lifestyles. DAC Lifestyles.
My name is Holly Hollister Smith. I am the owner of H&S Bookkeeping, located in New Hope, Minnesota. I'm also the author of Financial Fitness, The Lord's Way, financial and spiritual tool to help you be financially stronger. I'm also working on launching a faith-based prepaid debit card in the community called the Pinnacle Card. If you talk to anyone in their household, the number one issue they have in their household is finances.
Right, and you see that mostly with urban communities or within our community. Why do you think that is?
Well, first of all, let me talk about our consumer dollars. Black dollars, what we spun in 2017 was $3.9 trillion.
Ooh.
That's the black dollar in the U.S. Over 72% went back in retail.
How many? What's the percentage?
72%.
72%.
Went back in retail. And of them retailers that we consume with, less than 1.9% is black owned.
Wow.
Yeah. So why do we spend like we do?
Why do we spend like we do? I think it's an emotional thing.
Yes, it is. It's the emotional thing. A lot of times when we're consuming or spending stuff, we're dealing with some emotional state or situation we in. It can be that if you're depressed or let me do this. Let me do this for you.
Okay.
I do this in my financial fitness class. Let's do the image game.
Okay.
I usually give the people in my class a mirror, a little cute round mirror, and so, scientists says it's hard for us to look at ourselves more than a minute.
I got a camera.
Yeah. So try to look at yourself
For a minute.
Without turning away.
Okay, I think I can do that.
Well, you know, you're kind of beautiful. So
you're so sweet. I know we were just talking about that earlier, how a lot of people don't have mirrors in their house.
Right.
You know.
So when you look at that, what's the first thing you want to do at that image you're looking at?
Figure out how I can make it better.
And how do you make it better?
Makeup.
And makeup.
And skincare.
And that costs additional money.
Yes.
So why do you need to change the image?
Okay, sorry.
So why do you need to change that image?
I don't think it's about changing the image for me. It's about enhancing the image. And it's probably about, like, nowadays, I'm putting my phone down now.
Yep.
It's probably about, we talked about this earlier, social media. It's probably about what you see on social media, what you see on TV, and you're trying to keep up with what everybody else is doing.
And we call it the Joneses.
Keeping up with the Joneses.
Yeah, but after I have people do that, they always list me things they need to buy or something to change their image.
Yes.
But then I tell them to do a second look, but this time, look at yourself being the image of God.
Yes.
Remember, he did say he fashioned us in his image. And so when I did it, the first time I did it, I was like, oh, I need to lose weight. Probably I need to buy some more clothes, this, that, more consuming.
Right.
But then when I did the second look and I looked at it as the image of God, I saw resilience.
Right.
I saw strength.
Yes.
I saw an afro that I monopolized the hair industry with to try to hide. And I said, why am I trying to hide who I am?
Right.
And I found me that day.
Right.
I found who I was.
This is powerful. So one thing I want people to take away is take a moment to look at yourself in the mirror and see yourself as the image of God.
As the image of God.
Yes. That's what we got to do, yes.
Right, so you're going to have two views. Because when we look in that mirror quick, we're looking at an image we never truly dealt with. And that's the main core of what's going on with our consuming today.
Right.
When we consume, we're trying to numb, heal, or hide something we don't really want to deal with.
Right.
So how do we combat that? First of all, realize who you are. And don't be afraid of it.
Why are so many people afraid of God or religion or?
I think we have to go back into the culture of how our society is. We're in a rat race. That's what I call it. Mm-hmm. We're constantly going. We're constantly trying to meet schedules. We're constantly trying to fit in.
Right.
But God never said fit in. He said move forward. Mm-hmm. And I think once we learn the difference of that, your life will get better. You'll look at your situation better. You'll deal with your finances better. And then this is the other reality. As you go and constantly go, you consume more. You feel you need to make more money. A lot of people say, well, the best way I can deal with this is that I'll get another job, I'll make more money. But guess what? With more money is more demands.
Don't be touching on none of my life stuff now.
A lot of people have a lack of faith in God. Mm-hmm. I mean, a good example is the Catholic Church with the sexual abuse. You know, people got theory that the preacher's taking all the money. But I think people need to get beyond that because, see, they're looking at a physical realm instead of still staying back at the base of their mental realm.
And one thing we got to keep in front of our thinking is nobody's perfect.
Nobody's perfect.
So even if you experience something at church or wherever, the Buddhist temple or whatever your religion may be, that does not represent God.
It doesn't represent God. See, what people fail to realize, Baptists, Islam, Hinduism, all those was religions based on the culture and the region of that area.
Yes.
God is beyond that. Mm-hmm. So they gave God a label based on their culture and that region they in. Right. God is above all of that. Right. You know, you don't even have to be a church goer. Right. I mean, you don't have to be a church goer to know that God is real.
Right.
You know?
And because you're not a church goer doesn't mean that you can't receive a message that a preacher is giving, or doesn't mean that you can't receive information and use it to better yourself.
Absolutely. And I came home from Bible study one night, and being the accountant that I am, I'm like, you know, I wonder what God says about money.
Right.
You know, because the subject at that night of Bible study, everybody was talking about they was financially stressed. Mm-hmm. So that one night of study, I thought I was going to skim through and find just a couple of verses. I found 8,200 verses, and it ended up turning into one night of study to 4 months.
Right.
So my next curiosity, because that's just the madness of Holly, I wanted to know how them scriptures fit the disparities in community, especially community of color. Right. And right now we have 6 disparities in our community. We have financial management, insurance retirement, education, home ownership, business ownership, health and wellness. And we have a disparity that's rising rapidly in our community with our seniors, and that's their Social Security and taxable income. Unfortunately, with our seniors today, they can't afford to just live off their Social Security. So they go back in the workforce, out of health or just financial. But what they didn't tell them is they can work and still draw their Social Security. But so say a single person work, if he makes more than $14,000, any dollar above that $14,000, each dollar of his Social Security become taxable income. So they're coming in my office, done worked and collect their Social Security, and they owe taxes. Right. Or it's health related. The average person that's really sick, 30% of their Social Security benefits goes to their health care costs. So it's a rising disparity in our senior community, but we're not educating them about taxable income and even with their pension. If they draw Social Security in their pension, so much of their pension makes their Social Security taxable. So these are the things I teach in the financial fitness to make our community aware.
My name is Reverend Michael Gonzalez, and I'm the pastor of St. James African Methodist Episcopal Church in South Minneapolis. And I am here at the launching of the Pinnacle card. I have known Sister Holly for years. Matter of fact, she is my personal accountant. She has came over to our church and gave us a financial seminar, which she brought in other people and have really raised the bar at our church, where a person bought a home and a number of people started budgeting. I cannot lift this card up enough and lift up Sister Holly and everyone that is working with her. Our community needs this, because if we are going to change things around so that the money circulates within our community and not just in one hand and out the other, we need to be about our Father's business. So I just want to say one more time, praise God, Sister Holly, for bringing a blessing to each and every one of us. Thank you.
Where?
Right. And so you do have your own tax business.
I
Right?
do.
Tell me how that came about.
That's funny too. My life been a faith walk. I was working. Actually, I got to backtrack. I started with Nordstrom's. I was the Central
We got
State.
something in common.
Yeah, I was the Central State restaurant manager.
Okay.
I was responsible for 4 restaurants when I was working for them.
Nice.
And so then in 2002, they laid us off, all the district managers. And so I'm like, okay, I got an accounting background. I've been doing it for years. I'm gonna get a job, no problem. They kept telling me, oh, you got wonderful experience, no degree. Wonderful experience, no degree. So I went back to school, got my accounting degree. I ended up working for a firm in St. Louis Park, Cornelison and Associates. And from there, thanks to Pastor McAfee and my second husband, the Spirit told me to start my own business. Now, people think you just have a ton of money to start a business. I didn't have a ton of money. I thought I needed a ton of money, but it was faith.
Right.
It was faith that made me start my, and then the importance of me helping people in the community. What made me really decide to start my business, in 2007, for some reason they was messing with seniors and their Social Security. The IRS was garnishing their Social Security benefits, and I ended up helping 2 couples. And so I call Pastor McAfee Mac sometimes, and so Mac said, child, you need to start your own business. And I said, Mac, I can't afford to start a business. And he kept saying, the Lord will make a way.
That's right.
And so finally, I ended up helping a couple. They was taking 40% of their Social Security benefits for taxes, and they was about to lose their apartment. I spent 2 weeks working with them to get them right, and we got them, right with the IRS. And it was my husband. He said, honey, you should start your own business. And I'm like, we can't afford. And he said, but I thought you was a child of God. So he purposely threw that in my face. And 7 days, I was uncomfortable. I just couldn't sleep. I just, And so on.
And sometimes you're uncomfortable longer than that.
Yep.
Yeah.
So on March 6th of 2007, I started H&S Bookkeeping.
Nice.
And I'm still open today.
That's awesome. What are some of, you talked about some of the issues with taxes, but what are some of the big issues that people deal with when it comes to taxes and things that people should know?
Well, one major issue is withholding. Unfortunately, it's a saying that's going around in the community. Claim as many dependents on your check so you can see your paycheck. But guess what? When it's time to file taxes, you don't have them 9, 10 kids to claim when it's time to file taxes. So more than likely, you're going to owe taxes. And so you're gonna dodge that. The other thing is when people pull money out from their 401. A lot of them pull their money from their 401 and don't pay the taxes on it. Well, that's 20% taxes because you're pulling it before you're age 59.
Right.
And so a lot of times they owe. And then sometimes people know it and just choose to not do it. They got this mentality is, I'm going to let them catch me.
Right.
The Bonnie Clyde mentality.
Yeah, well, it always catches up to them.
It does.
We talked about earlier how taxes are changing and with the president, Donald Trump.
Okay, you're going to say his name. Okay, all right.
Oh, I shouldn't say his name.
45.
45.
And you want to give him a number. Well, I'm going to just say president.
Okay, so with our current president, what are some of the changes that you've seen, or what are some of the changes that people should know in filing taxes?
Unfortunately, I'm going to have to say his name. With the new Trump tax reform, a lot of changes has been made where people is getting lesser refunds. A lot of them is ending up owing. See, this was the thing he said. I don't know if you remember when he first announced it. He said, guess what, guys? I'm going to be a service to you. You're going to see more of your paycheck.
Right.
What he didn't tell you was he was raising the tax bracket and he was eliminating deductions. So the deductions he's eliminated, which is a major one for people who own homes. He eliminated home improvement costs. He eliminated for my construction guys, police. He eliminated union dues. He eliminated work clothes. He eliminated job mileage, tax preparation fee, legal fees. He eliminated all of that affects Main Street America, the middle class. It's really hurting. The taxes I've been doing this year, it has really been hurting my police officers, firefighters, my construction guys, my teachers. You know, the teachers spend a lot out of their pocket to help their children.
Not only that, they're asking parents to subsidize some of those costs.
They are, because I had one teacher yesterday who taxes I prepared, and she first time in her life she had to owe because of his changes. Right. Now it is benefiting those who's got a lower income, the young mothers with children. They're getting a bigger refund. But my thing that I encourage with them when I prepare their taxes, because they're not our savers, and they're not diligent with their money. I always encourage them, save your money. Some of them don't have bank accounts. I'm like, okay, let's try to open you a bank account. Let's try to open you up a IRA. You know, you need to think about saving. And the younger you start it, the stronger you'll be.
Yes. Okay, so if you could give the young mother, families, or anybody advice about saving or investing, what would you recommend?
The first thing I would want them to do is build their emergency fund, because we're going to always have storms.
Yes.
If you can spend $40 at McDonald's, you can put $40 in your savings.
People spend $40 at McDonald's?
A family of 4 on average spends from $35 to $40.
That makes sense.
So if you can spend that at the fast food chain, you can put $40 in your savings.
Yes. See, I don't spend that much money at McDonald's.
Yeah. But that's the average. That's what the average family spends.
Right.
And then it goes, and I feel that strongly about life insurance. Can I jump on life insurance and retirement? We have the biggest deficit of death in our community, but over 66% of people in our community don't have life insurance. We're always trying to pass a hat, a buck, or a dollar to bury someone. Or GoFundMe. So that same cost, in fact, half that cost you would spend at McDonald's, you can get life insurance for your family.
Okay, so let's talk about life insurance.
Okay.
Some people, I believe, think they can't get life insurance, or you have to be in perfect health to get life insurance. What are some of the things that prevent people from getting life insurance?
I think not getting the correct information. And it's different types of life insurance out there, but anyone can get a term policy. And a term policy is you get the max coverage for what you need. It's term because it means it's fixed at a set year at that rate. But I always encourage people get the max year. So if you can get guaranteed $50,000 and they're cheap for $10 a month, instead of picking the 10-year term, get the 30-year term. The 30-year term will be locked at that $10, but you're guaranteed $50,000.
But what happens after those 30 years?
Then you can still have the coverage, but the rate go up based on the age you're at. So that's why I tell people, based on where your age is at, get the max term that insurance company offers. Now, there's another type of insurance called whole life. Whole life, you get the face value. The only difference is you build the cash value. Now, those cost more than the term, but you're building cash value.
Right.
My grandmother, I used to didn't understand why the little man in the suit was coming to the house every month, but it was the insurance man.
Right.
But when my grandmother died, she had 3 policies, and she had cash value on them. So we was able to pull the cash value plus the face value of the policy. One policy she had for $10,000, but the cash value in it, they ended up cutting us a check for $23,000.
Nice. I think we need to start introducing our community to stand-up people who are in the insurance business, because I believe that there are some insurance people out there. They come with scripts just to try to sell you on some stuff. And
the thing of it is, if you're part of the Interfaith Business Group, because we teach financial fitness, we partner with people who's sincere about getting the correct coverage for the community. You want someone that understands the needs of insurance. And when we talk about insurance, First thing people want to say is, oh, they trying to get rich on you. No. And I got to get spiritual now. In Hebrews 9, God instructed us to leave our seed, our inheritance. And it wasn't so they can get rich. It was so they can still stand. And insurance is personal to me, Dean, because my first husband, he died, unfortunately. He was 35. He died in 2000. We didn't have life insurance. I ended up pulling down both of our 401s, which wasn't that much in there. And we went from 2-income family to single. And we was $63,000 in debt. I had to file bankruptcy 2 years later because I just couldn't meet them bills. Now, it's tragic enough you're dealing with the loss of the loved one. But then when you put finances on top of it, it's a whole nother level of emotions you're going through and stress that I don't want for no one. I mean, yes, I would have had to deal with my husband's death, but if we had the finances in place, like that insurance policy, I probably would have still had a lot of things that we built together. I would have been able to still keep. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to come to the official launch of the Pinnacle Prepaid Visa Debit Card. 4.5 years and it's here. It's today. First of all, I gotta first say thank you. I have to give honor to God because the card is named, that's why I call it the Pinnacle, because that's who God is to me. And most importantly, I wanted a product for the community so we can be financially stronger. The Pinnacle Prepaid Visa Card is going to not only give you the access of having a Visa card to do your purchases and everything, but because we're faith-based, and what I mean by faith-based is we follow the book of Deuteronomy where we don't charge all the extra fees and upfront fees that most of these prepaid cards do. We want it to be a resource to the community, and part of being a resource to the community is charging lower fees, but we wanted to take it another step. The problem with our community is financial illiteracy and our credit, which makes the lump of the underserved consumers. Underserved consumers are people who are having a hard time getting traditional banking products. That can be credit, that can be the auto loan, that can be several things that affects with your credit score. So we looked at all these factors, and one thing we wanted to be able to do with this card is teach the proper financial literacy. As most of you know, I teach financial fitness the Lord's way, and part of that is making sure my community understand first the Word of God of how you deal with your finances. With me creating that book, I found 8,200 verses in the Bible that instructed us on how to handle our money and how to be prosperous in our life. And I fitted them with the six disparities that fits in our community. And we have a lot of them right now. So with the book and learning about credit, that's the other issue we have in our community. If your credit score is less than 650, you're paying more than 9% up to 24% in interest for car loans, your credit card, etc., etc. We wanted to rechannel that. We wanted to give you a card where you still have the benefits of the Visa logo and the benefits of using a Visa, which is accepted worldwide, but also give you a card that teaches you financial literacy, partnering with TurnScore. TurnScore is a company that I partner with that's going to help you deal with your credit file, help you get your credit points up stronger so you can be viable in the community. And most importantly, just for yourself and your family. In the book, I wanted to share with you not only them tools, I wanted to share my personal walk to where I got to in my financial position. I break down it in each disparity to even owning a business, you know. And then I have a reference glossary in the back about any situation you're going through. I'm able to give you the scripture, But also, I wanted to make sure you have the important financial tools because I need my people to be stronger. I need them to embrace. I mean,
Yes.
we spent $3.9 trillion and we still own less property, less businesses, and we're not saving. Our saving, I follow this place called the Center of Financial Position. They do a report every year. That's where I get these numbers from. And they said saving went down by 30% in the community of color. So that let me know we're financially stressed at a higher rate. Now that even with that president in office, I ain't gonna say his name now, but you know what? This ain't the first president, and he ain't gonna be the last that deals with us dealing with disparity and hardship. But guess what? We're favor ain't fair. I like saying that. We was given the tools to be stronger. We just need the information. You know, my people are destroyed from lack of knowledge. Right. We just need to give them the information. Right. So that was the reason why I wrote this book. I need us to have the financial tools so we can be stronger economically, spiritually, and financially.
Yes. And I believe that it starts right here with this one person at a time with this information. Yeah. So with this information, what do you do with it, you know?
Well, guess what? When you get this book, not only I'm going to give you information, I'm going to have you do a self-awareness of yourself. Yes. At the end of each disparity is a little worksheet in there that's going to have, so you can figure out where you at. Yes, and ask the question. Yes.
Yesterday.
But this is and I'm not going to cry, this has been a faith journey. This has been a faith journey. I have to go back from when I was 23 years old, ended up homeless with my baby and my son sleeping in an abandoned building in Chicago. And didn't nobody want to shelter me. And I said, I'm going to do this. And I wasn't even into the Lord then. I went to that hardware store. I brought a Coleman stove. I figured out how to hook up some lights in there. And this was a building that was filled with drug addicts and every kind of addict in there, because the crack epidemic was in overdrive then. Right. And I think about that today. I'm like, they could have messed with me and my babies. They never messed with me and my babies. We was in there for a month and a half. They never messed with me and my babies.
You were protected.
I was protected. And that month and a half, I found a 1-bedroom apartment, and I said, that's the first time I called him Lord. I said, Lord, let me work so my kids will never be homeless. I was not trying to start a business. I definitely wasn't, I never thought I would say the word Arthur. Right. You know, I'm just blown away. So now, while he keeps me awestruck on my life, I just get up in the morning, I say thank you. I click on the seatbelt. I say, okay, what's the next one?
Yeah, and you mentioned it earlier. It's all about your faith walk. You gotta have faith. You gotta walk in it. And you gotta believe in it.
And I wasn't even into the Lord then, younger, but He still covered me. This desire came because I saw my community didn't have the information. I said, why we couldn't? I worked for H&R Block one time, and they got mad because they was, okay, you're spending too much time on the client. We need to get them in and out. I said, well, everyone's different. He said, no, they all standard deduction. I said, everybody in a standard deduction. Right. But it blows my mind. They come in our community once a year to take money out of our community. Yep. It's no reinvestment back in the community. Nope. And when I left the firm, I said, if I start my own business, I want to be a resource to the community. Yep. We have quite a few self-employed people in our community. Teaching them how to be better with their business.
I think you got to do my taxes next year.
I'll be more than happy to do your
taxes. I'm excited.
But
what should people be doing before tax season comes?
I think they should be trying to gather the information, especially self-employed people. On my H&S book Facebook page, I always post a tax checklist so people can use that.
Yeah, tax checklist.
Tax checklist, so they can start gathering their information now. Especially my self-employed people, because they have receipts and a lot of stuff. I want you to start getting that organized now. Yeah. And when you do that, whether they know it or not, they're doing their own bookkeeping. Right.
Well, then they can learn how to do their own book.
Oh, they can learn how to do their own book. But also they're seeing where their money going.
Right. Do you think we'll have another black president?
I think we're going to have a black woman president.
Black woman president. You heard the prediction. All right. What is your favorite TV show?
Property Brothers.
Oh,
I've been into home improvement lately.
Yeah.
Home improvement lately. Reinvest in your home.
Mm-hmm.
You know, keep your value up.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. Typically, I like self-help shows.
I do too.
Yes.
But lately, I've been into Property Brothers and the country one, the country couple, because I got family in Arkansas,
Right.
and they've been doing a lot of home improvement.
I really like the cooking shows. That's my thing right now.
I got 4 aunts that make me cook. I think I got that on.
You got that?
I got that down.
Yeah, I got it down too. But I just like to see my Chop is my favorite.
Yeah.
show.
Now, Pinterest been my best friend for certain recipes I want.
Okay.
I do go on Pinterest,
Right.
so yeah.
Okay. Let's see. And I think I know the answer to this one. But do you consider yourself religious?
I consider myself spiritual.
Yes, I like that.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
Because religions restrict you to a culture. When I started defining me and who I am, I just started defining the things that give me peace.
Right.
Me kneeling every morning, saying Adhan and saying prayer give me peace.
Right.
Me being in a church setting every Sunday, praising and worshiping, and you know, that gives me peace. Me reading every night give me peace.
Mm-hmm.
You know, me dealing with my grandchildren.
So taking the time
right.
to do the things that give you peace.
That give me peace. And that keeps you spiritual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And whatever that is, praying, I think people should meditate, take a minute to really look inside themselves.
Absolutely.
And figure out what they need.
Absolutely.
You're such a blessing. You got so
Oh,
good
thank
information.
you.
I love it. Your favorite place to travel?
Montego Bay, Jamaica.
I love Jamaica too. I like Negril.
Yeah. And I love Ocho Rio.
Mm-hmm.
That's my spot.
Okay.
Yeah.
We were just talking about that earlier. Give me the sun and the beach, and
Yep.
I'm good.
Yep.
Yeah.
And a hammock, and I'm asleep.
You know? Yes.
Have my book by me.
Yes.
The music.
And some good old fish.
Yeah.
And music, yes. All right. Cremation or casket?
We've been having this subject. Casket.
Okay, why casket?
Tradition, I think.
Exactly what I was thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Like right now, I'm thinking casket because of tradition.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, yeah, because I don't know anything else.
Yep.
What do you think it's gonna be like? What do you think the afterlife's gonna be like?
I think about that a lot, but I think wherever the transition is, it's going to be peaceful.
Yes.
It's going to be peaceful. It's not going to be corrupt, chaotic, and disruptive.
Oh, this is a good question for you.
Yeah.
$500 in your pocket or in the bank?
In the bank.
Okay, why?
Compound interest.
Compound interest. Okay, so you got to tell us what that means. A lot of people don't know what that means.
Compound interest is, so say you put $500 in there and you're making 6% interest.
Mm-hmm.
You just immediately made 506.
Mm-hmm.
Now, guess what? That next month, when it's time for the interest to cure, you're not going to compound interest just on the 500.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to compound interest on top of that interest that you earn and
Right.
the balance.
Right.
That's compound interest.
Okay, then. Keep your money in the bank. Okay. Hello, beautiful people. It's DeAnna Smith with DAC Lifestyles. It's all about healthy lifestyles, all about making the right choices. And today we're in the pool. We're teaching some lessons. We would like to invite you to join us. If you don't know how to swim, or if you know how to swim a little bit and you want to get better, hit us up 763-222-4992. 763-222-4992. Sign up today and swim away.
Yeah.
Do you know how to swim?
I just learned how to swim last year with my granddaughter.
What? Who taught you?
I went to Shingle Creek Community Center. Yeah.
Okay, so are you swimming laps now?
No, this session I'm doing. I'm on my third lesson.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I got tired of going to Jamaica and just sitting by the water being cute.
There's
And
so many adults that don't know how to swim and that love to travel. So yes, that should be first on the
And that
list.
was on my bucket list. I said I wanna be able to go enjoy the waters.
Yes. Well, awesome. You know, it was awesome talking to you. You're such a wonderful person.
Thank you.
Eventually, I'm going to have to give me a book. And
I got 2 Facebook pages. I have H&S Bookkeeping Facebook page, and I have a Financial Fitness the Lord's Way Facebook page. Every day I'm going to give you a scripture, an inspiration, and a saving goal. The saving goal is just saving charts. I got a penny chart, I got a $5 chart, I got a $10 chart. I got so many different ways you can save. I got a jar challenge going on right now on Facebook page. I'm challenging people to put $1 a day in their jar to save. And then when they meet that week of $1, then we bump it up. So then we bump it up to 2. Then each week it goes up $1. And so my young people is embracing it good. I got one young lady, she done saved $3,300, and she feel confident now she can buy her own car.
Okay, I'm loving that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's many different ways we can save. First, let's look at our situation. And I'm gonna challenge everyone in the MTM world. Let's do the calendar game. Pull up your calendar. Write on your calendar your paydays. Everybody know their paydays. On that calendar, write the due dates of your bills. Then in between that calendar is some day of the week that's your chosen week to go grocery and run errands.
Yes.
So in between that, and I guarantee if you do my calendar game, you're gonna find an extra $100. If you find an extra $100, I would like 10 of them dollars to start your saving jar. I just wanna say to the community is, I don't want you to let financial stress or emotional stress be the master of your domain. You're the image of God. And whether you're religious or not, you have capabilities that's beyond your current situation. Finances is just temporary. Debt is just temporary. Taxes is temporary. You are forever. Embrace who you are. Embrace where you're going. You can get past this situation. We just need to give you the correct tools so you can get past it. So you can get the destiny of the promise and the bounty that you deserve. Thank you so much.
Holly Smith is a financial warrior, okay? She's doing a lot of things, finance. And I think finance is one thing that's really missing in our community. There are a lot of people who, are really good at making great money, really good at investing, really good at managing their money. But I believe that overall, our community, we don't learn how to finance. We don't learn how to manage our money. Not only that, we don't have lots of opportunities. There are lots of opportunities out there, but I think we need to connect more of us to opportunities to make money. I want to say thank you for watching DAC Lifestyles. We hope that you were empowered, motivated, even inspired to live your best life in and out of the water. And remember, hashtag swimming is life. Get you some life water. Lifestyles. DAC Lifestyles.